So I wanted to speak about something that's been put on my heart, and confirmation came today about, which is just wonderful. I love how that works. The Father always will confirm what He's put on your heart by bringing something to the forefront that was so obvious it cannot be avoided. So I immediately grabbed the camera and just wanted to sit down and have this discussion quickly, if you will allow me to. So there are some in belief systems such as Buddhism and others that I would just call in the more positive light. And this is not to be disregarded. There is much to say about being positive. However, when these belief systems interfere with the understanding of what is required of you to actually achieve the positive aspects and to be able to maintain it. So what I mean by this is, I've had people that have come to me and said that we shouldn't even acknowledge the enemy, that we shouldn't acknowledge the bad, that we should just ignore it. Now, this is a very dangerous thing, because this is essentially, in your truth and in your wisdom, you have found ignorance. Because ignoring the enemy and ignoring the evil that is in the world doesn't allow you to grasp who the enemy is. In order for you to ignore the enemy and his tactics, you must know the enemy intimately. You must know that every single negative distraction that comes at you is a tactic. So in order to discern whether it is from the enemy or whether it is from somewhere else or whether it is a lesson, you must be able to understand the enemy extremely well. It is impossible for anyone to be able to espouse what is taking place in this world without identifying who runs it. Now, I'm going to point you in the direction of a video here that is done by Hans Willem. Now, Hans made a video about the Luciferian doctrine. Now, this is very important for you to hear, that I'm not espousing to adhere to the Luciferian doctrine as a religion, because, see, Luciferians worship Lucifer, the god of this world. But know this, that every major power structure, every single powerful government on earth honors the Luciferian doctrine. They all follow this, and these are secret doctrines. They are made secret because they are truthful. So this is where I would say Christians and other people in belief systems have a problem with the things that I'm speaking, because I'm actually speaking about Luciferian doctrines, they automatically think that I would be a Luciferian because I'm talking about Luciferian doctrines as being truthful. The Luciferian understanding of this world is the truth. It is not my truth. It is the truth of the evil of the system. Now, do you understand just in that statement how difficult it is for somebody that has such a very thin way of thinking, that doesn't understand the complexity of the system, that doesn't grasp the absolute depth of the deception that has been placed upon mankind, that they couldn't separate me speaking of a Luciferian system unless I was part of it? Well, let me help you understand this. All of you, every single man, woman, and child is a part of the Luciferian system. Lucifer is the god of this world. Period. This is his domain. And if you want to escape this domain, and you're tired of repeating this misery, well, then you need to understand Lucifer's gig. Because you see, Lucifer is a requirement for refinement. Just like the Father sends Satan to Job to wipe him out for refinement. Just like Christ is in the wilderness being tempted by Satan in the wilderness, and Satan, or Lucifer, offers Christ the whole world if he would just worship him. Every single one of us are confronted with that very question. Every single man, woman, and child on this planet will be confronted with serving the enemy. You either make a choice to serve the enemy and make it comfortable for you here, or you choose to serve the Father, which will be incredibly discomforting. The reward is not given here in this death. You see, there are multiple stages and multiple meanings of death. There is the physical death, there is a spiritual death, and then there is a wisdom death, where you are walking the earth feeling as though you are wise but have none of it. So when you read scriptures, always look at death from those three different perspectives. From a scriptural perspective, you're going to hear about the first death and then of the second death. The first death is of your worldly death, dying to the world. Once you've died to the world, the second death has no place in you. So dying in the physical flesh is really just but a gift, because you finally get to pass from this Luciferian system when you no longer carry the weight and the karma and the sin that weighs you down. So please pay attention to these things and understand that ignoring the enemy is still ignorance. I love you very much. I'm working very hard on some of these things, so I apologize that I haven't been able to put up more videos, but I promise you we're going to be doing a study. I'm going to be going through the entire book of James on Blog Talk Radio. We're going to start doing that. I just want to be able to go through the entire book. I also want to go through the entire book of Revelation in the same way. So weekly, that's what I'm going to do, is that we will just read from it and discuss it and ask questions with regards to those things. I love you very much. I'll speak to you soon.